husband and wife have worked hard all their life. They've accumulated things. God has blessed them, and their kids.
This is how the churches and the government and everybody leads everyone astray. So Jack Hibbs is going on here to say, these parents, they worked, he's talking about some people in his church, okay, that worked so hard and God blessed them with this wealth. Okay, big wrong right there. And then they raised wonderful kids, did a good job raising them, and both of them turned out to be crack addicts. Why would that be? Well, here the mistake that the churches make and the Jack Hibbs make and the government makes is says, well, I have wealth because God blesses me. No, God, it all belongs to God, but God had nothing to do with blessing you with it. No, he didn't. You could tell yourself that. Really, what you should tell yourself is, I'm my own God. Look at the self-sufficiency. Look at what I've done, because that's what you've done. But you've done it in the fallen world. Then you want to say, how is it that my kids turned out to be crack addicts? Because you didn't want to do it the way God did. You wanted to be your own king. Did God show in Exodus? Did Jesus show, I'm being self-sufficient? No, he showed, I'm surrendering to the Father. It is a word that nobody here will like. But don't place on God that he's blessed you with your wealth. No, that has been the biggest trap. That has been the biggest game ever played on the people. No, because it contradicts Jesus. Jesus wasn't about this material wealth. But see, they all lean on the Old Testament. No, in the Old Testament, God gave us wealth. Right, because you were toddlers. You were toddlers, and God needed to see good behavior. And what do you do with toddlers, spiritual, immature toddlers? You have to say, good, you did the rituals. You did as I asked. I'm very happy. Good boy, good girl. Here is some riches. But by the time Jesus came, it was like, no, we're coming to the heart now. We're past this. I'm giving you blessings. So any blessings, if that's what you want to call it, in this world, you've received on your own. And you could say, yes, I did it. Right, you did it. But don't blame God. You could say, you're calling blessings, blaming God. No, I'm saying that blessings are, you're your own God. You did it yourself. God didn't want this self-sufficiency. Jesus came to show, I don't want this. You are not back in my kingdom yet. I'm still trying to bring you all back into my kingdom, and you still trying to be your own gods. So this is how this small little thing turns everything, twists everything of God's word. Because the couple that goes to Jack Hibbs' church says, well, we worked hard and we attained all this wealth and God blessed us with this wealth because the church has told us that God's blessed us. God had nothing to do with it. Your will gave you that wealth. You could pat yourself on the back and say, look at what I did. But God's not impressed. What impressed God was the people that would empty themselves, that would completely surrender to him. Even if it meant having nothing. Because what is his goal? Not for you to be miserable, but you're going to be miserable in this world. You're going to do, you could be the best parents, do it all perfectly. And then when your kids turn into crack addicts, you say, what did we do wrong? Well, you didn't want to trust God enough to surrender to him. And you didn't have churches or a government that was brave enough to tell you that, because it doesn't serve the government. The government wants you to be self-sufficient. The government wants you to exercise your free will. They will do everything in their power to get you to exercise your free will, while God's saying, well, I'm waiting for the people to surrender their will back to me. So this is the game being played. I will stand before everybody in the world, all on myself if I have to. And God will one day say to the rest of them, she was right.